So this is Sounds Fishy, and this is a incredibly fun game. Now, I always like to start off with instructions. You want to have a look at these and make sure they're quite straightforward. That's it. You can't really get lost with these. And then you get really easy examples on the back. So you do need 4 people to play this game, and it's very simple. So there's one blue fish. The blue fish, you'll be saying the right answer. The red one is lying. So we're going to put these down. You'd put enough down for the amount of people in the game. So if it's 4 people, there'll be 1 blue, 3 red. So we'll remove the rest of the fish for now. Now, shuffle it up like that. And if you get the red fish, you'll be making up a fake answer to the strangers to try and guess. So the idea is that if you guess and they guess you, because you've convinced them you're right, you get a point. You can play with like betting rules and different things like that, but we just like to play with, if you win, you get 1 point, then the most person after 10 rounds wins, basically. So I've got the red fish, so this card gets dealt here. And now what you see is this comes up like this, and there's this little packet here. I've already put a card in there, so I'll start again for you. So what you do is you slide the card down like that, and then it's different on each side. So the answer here is income taxes. And the one person who's guessing has to try and predict the person who's telling the truth. So if we had 4 people here, 3 of them would have picked the fish, and you turn them around like that. You got your red, you got 2 reds and 1 blue, and then the guesser doesn't get a fish. They also don't get to see this. So the guesser will close their eyes for a sec, and you'd show this to everyone else. Blue and red is fine, but obviously if you're blue, you'll be saying the right answer. If you're red, you'll be making up a fake answer. That's why there's only 1 blue, because there's only 1 right answer. So I'd show this to all the people. So say I was red, I'd see that and it'd say income taxes. And I've now got to try and lie about that. And then the person over here who can't see this can see the question. And then what they'll do is they'll ask the question out to everyone. So you don't get a chance to pre-understand the question. So you'd read it to the first person. What did Albert Einstein say was the most difficult thing to understand? If you've got the blue one, you'll be saying the right answer, and it's there. So the person with the fish can see that, and they'd say income taxes. But you'd have to make sure it doesn't sound like you're lying, or they might think that you're wrong, because the idea is that the actual reader gets it right, because then you both get a point. So we go over to red, and now it shows someone red. It says income taxes, and then they've got to make up a lie. So you could say like mathematics or gravity, I don't know, something like that, which is believable. And then once everyone's had their go, we do it this way because it adds a bit more suspense, that we get it so the reader, the guesser, eliminates people one by one. And then the idea is that the blue fish is the one left, and that means they've caught the person telling the truth, which means they've eliminated every single person who's lying, which means the reader gets a point. So sometimes it can get really ridiculous, because the idea is that you do need to kind of throw people off a little bit. So this one here, for example, it says, in 2019, a woman from San Diego ate what in her sleep? Her wedding ring. You could just say anything. But yes, so it's really good. You're getting loads of questions. Each card can be played twice on each side as well. And you can play with up to like 8 people, I believe. And yeah, so everyone gets a fish apart from the reader. They've got to try and eliminate everyone who's lying and leave the person who's telling the truth left to get a point. If you get eliminated, we'd always do it with the person who's left with the red fish gets a point, because they were obviously the best liar, and the reader thought that they were telling the truth. So it's kind of a bit of a cheeky game of lies and deceit and making up silly stories, but it's great fun. This one I actually do give a 5. I actually wouldn't change anything in this. I think it's straightforward. Like we said, I find the betting and gambling rules overcomplicate the game a little bit, so we just do 1 point for everything, just to simplify it down a bit. But the actual game itself is absolutely fantastic. It's designed well, it plays well, and we've had endless fun with it, so I fully recommend.